Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Nolan here. I'm going to read you a story and it's called Just So Thankful by Mercer Mayer. And then I'm going to help you go through the new listen to reading reflection sheet that you have in your packet that looks like this. So just to start thinking about what we need to listen for in the story, first of all, I give this book. So there's more options here. Sad or angry, you didn't like it at all. Kind of sad. Neutral, I liked it, or I really, really liked it, the big smiley. And then it says characters in this box right here. Characters are the people or who the story is about. And so sometimes stories have one main character, and then there's other characters in the story too. So some of the characters in the story I'm looking for. So listen for those while I read. And then the setting. Where does the story take place? So those are the two things I want you to think about. Who are the characters and where does the story take place? Where is the setting? And this last bigger box is I like when. So then you get to choose what you liked in the story. Even if you were grumpy and didn't like it at all, you have to pick one thing that you liked. All right, so listen for those things as I read the story. And it's called Just So Thankful by Mercer Mayer. Today, Mom took little sister and me to the toy store. I wanted to buy this cool scooter called the Super Streak, but my piggy bank didn't have enough money. Why don't you pick something else, said Mom. But I only wanted the Super Streak. It was so unfair. Little sister asked if I wanted to play tea party with her new tea set, but I told her to leave me alone because I was still so mad. Mom said she didn't know why I was mad, because I have lots of other toys. There will always be things you want but don't have, little critter, she said. What's important is appreciating what you do have, like a family that loves you. On our way home, we saw a boy moving into the biggest house in our whole neighborhood. And guess what he was riding? The Super Streak. He had the most toys I'd ever seen in my whole life. I wish I had so many toys. The new boy didn't take the bus to school like my friends and me. He got driven in a limousine. He told us his name was Holden Harrison III, but that we could call him HH. Then he showed us his cell phone. He's the only kid in school with his very own phone and a name that's just 2 letters. Wow, HH, I said. You are so lucky. HH invited my friends and me to come to his house for a sleepover. We went swimming in his gigantic pool. And we watched a movie on his great big TV. We made a mess with the popcorn and the candy and the sodas, but the maid said it was okay. She cleaned everything up. And in the morning, there was this big breakfast just for us. Wow, HH, I said. You are so lucky. You get the prize in every cereal box since you don't have to share with anybody. On the way home, I told Mom about all the fun stuff we did at HH house. Why don't you invite HH to our house, Mom asked. But he might get bored since we don't have so much cool stuff to play with, I said. Mom just smiled and told me to invite him anyway. When HH came over, we played football. The dog chewed up one of his new sneakers and got mud all over him, but he didn't care. He said he had always wanted a dog. I told little sister not to bug us, but H.H. said it was okay. He even played tea party with her and Kitty, and he let her win at checkers too. And then he helped Dad barbecue the hamburgers. H.H. said he never gets to help with dinner at his house. When it was time for dinner, he helped me set the table, even though it was my chore. He didn't even mind when Grandma and Grandpa asked him tons of questions, and when Grandma patted him on the head. He said he never sees his grandparents because they live so far away. When it was time for H.H. to go, our whole family went outside to say goodbye. "You're so lucky, little critter," H.H. said. I wonder what he meant, but then I looked around at my family, and all of a sudden I knew. Maybe I didn't have a super streak or a big fancy house and a maid to pick up my stuff, but what I did have was the best family in the whole world. "Thank you, everybody," I yelled. Then I gave them all a great big hug. The end. All right, my friends. So there's a moral to this story. What is this story trying to tell us? Think about it and tell an adult, a friend, what is the story trying to tell us? What is it trying to teach us? Does it have something to do with that thankful word? All right, here we go. So now it's time to fill out your sheet. Characters. Who were some of the characters in the story? Think back. There was lots of them. And the setting. Where did the story take place? I can think of two main places that the story took place. All right. So one was at H.H. house and one was at Little Critter's house. All right. So those would be the two main settings, the two main places where the story took place. So draw something from one of those. And I liked it when? When did you like it? Okay, so draw something that you liked in the story. And that's one of our new listen to reading reflection sheets that we'll be doing in our station. So we're going to get some practice before we do it. Bye, friends.